when I was 21.
So MLB The Show 18 is still about 4 months away, but that does not mean that it is too early to start talking about new features and improvements that we want to see for next year's version of the game. In this video, I'm going to give you guys 7 things that I think would make Diamond Dynasty even better than it was in the Show 17 for MLB The Show 18. Starting off with number 1, this isn't even just Diamond Dynasty exclusive, this is something that could be used for the entire game, pretty much other than Road to the Show, but I would love to see more classic stadiums added into the Show 18. MLB The Show 17 did add 4 new classic stadiums with the Metrodome, Shea Stadium, Old Miami, and Old Yankee Stadium. I guess you could include Turner Field in that as well, because that's technically a classic stadium now, but they already have the assets for that in the Show 16, so they really didn't need to do anything. But when you're playing Diamond Dynasty every single day, you kind of understand which stadiums you feel comfortable in. For me, personally, I love playing in Angel Stadium, I love playing at Bayfront Park, I love playing at the Metrodome. You know, there's a couple parks that I really like going to because I feel like I'm more comfortable there, I can see the ball well, but you do start playing at the same stadiums over and over and over again when people start getting comfortable. So adding more classic stadiums would just make the experience of Diamond Dynasty that much more immersive. You get to play at these extremely iconic ballparks. I would love to be able to play at the Astrodome or the Kingdome or any park like that. Really, there's so much history, like baseball goes back so long with so many rich ballparks that I would just love to see more classic stadiums added, and I think we'll get probably a couple in next year's edition of the game. If I had to choose 3 ballparks that I would love to see make their way as classic stadiums in the Show 18, I would love to see number 1, the Kingdome, number 2, the Astrodome, and then kind of a wild card right here, I would love to see the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. I think that'd be a kind of an interesting place to play a couple games of DD. But since we're talking about stadiums, let's go ahead and move on to the next point I have, and that is create a stadium. Now, this is one of the topics that everybody asks about. People are always asking me, yo, when do you think we're going to see create a stadium in MLB The Show? Truth be told, I don't really know, but I feel like I have an idea, and I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty much 99% sure that we are not going to be getting create a stadium in the Show 18. My reasoning for that is I feel like Diamond Dynasty is kind of at the point where they want it to be. They've mentioned that in past streams and past press releases and stuff. They're like, you know, Diamond Dynasty was a 3-year cycle. This was the 3rd year of the cycle. This is kind of like the year that we really have fleshed out what we want the mode to be like. So now, since they had a foundation year for Road to the Show in MLB 17, they're going to be focusing a lot on Road to the Show the next couple years. For me, I don't think we're going to get the create a stadium feature probably until Road to the Show is where they want it, because if you're going to talk about Road to the Show, have that kind of be like, you know, your flagship selling mode where you have so many customization options and so many ways to create your character. Even though you wouldn't be able to use a create a stadium in that mode, the idea of customization in a baseball game and adding a create a stadium feature would just increase the marketing and increase their selling points. So that's kind of where I think create a stadium would fall in. I just don't think it's going to be the Show 18, but I think it would be great if it was in the Show 18. Everybody wants to play at their own ballpark. You spend so much time creating a Diamond Dynasty team, building your identity. It would be awesome to have a ballpark that represents that as well. The next thing that I want to talk about is something that I have pretty much beaten to the ground at this point. Pretty much any MLB creator or any diehard MLB fan who spends a lot of time doing missions in Diamond Dynasty, just grinding the game, using a bunch of different players, can we please just get multiple lineups in the Show 18? You guys know what I'm talking about. Let's say that you have your ranked seasons team as your lineup right now, and you're trying to go for a team epic, or you're trying to go for a couple missions or whatever. So you have to go into your team screen, you have to take out all of these players, add a bunch of new players in, just to be able to go grind those missions with those players. And then once you actually get the cards you want, you have to take out all the guys that you grinded with, replace them with all the new cards that you have so you can try those guys out. And it's just a really tedious cycle. There should just be multiple lineups that we can choose from. It's like, alright, I want my play versus CPU lineup, I want my ranked seasons lineup. You know, some people might take advantage of that and use it as like a righty lineup and a lefty lineup, so they'll just change each one depending on which one they want to see. But honestly, we spend so much time in the menu of this game changing out players on our team that at the end of the day, we just want to play the game. So if you just give us multiple lineups, have one just be a like play versus CPU lineup, or just give us free reign to make it whatever we want, we are going to be so much happier, and we are going to spend more time playing the game that you guys have put hours and days and months into creating. Moving on to the next one here, guys, this kind of goes off the back of the multiple lineups feature and trying to spend less time in the menu and more time playing the game. I would really like to see a filter option in your inventory, not just in the market. So you guys know when you go to the community market and you're looking for a specific card, you can just filter it. You can go, all right, I want to see Baltimore Orioles third basemen that are legends. You know, you can filter it that way, and then you can see who's available on the market. Sometimes there's not even a card like that, but you can filter it by so many different ways. It makes it really easy to find the exact card that you're looking for. Now, on the other hand, if you're just trying to look and see in your inventory how many guys you might have or how many duplicates you have, or you're looking for a card on a specific team for some different reason other than selling him, when you go to your inventory, you automatically start on the Baltimore Orioles, and they have it listed by division. So if you want to get to the Mets, you pretty much have to go through the entire AL, or you have to go through backwards of the NL to get to the New York Mets or anybody in the East. Just getting through the inventory screen and getting through all these teams takes a lot longer than it should. And when we're doing this, we're spending all this time in the menu. It just goes off the point, like I said before. We don't want to be in the menu. We want to be playing the game. We want to be experiencing the gameplay and just be playing baseball. So adding more filters, adding faster features to get us in and out of the menu quicker is just going to improve the overall experience of Diamond Dynasty as a whole. So the next thing that we're going to talk about right here is something that I want to see, because I am more speaking for the hardcore Diamond Dynasty players in this element of the video. I'm talking about the people that, like, you know, the first week of the game we already have a day play. You know, we're putting hours and hours and hours into the game. But I would love to see the ticket counter have diamond rewards right from the get-go. You guys know it took a while for the ticket counter to really get anybody decently good as a diamond reward in the ticket counter. And for me, somebody who plays this game every single day, plays multiple hours a day, the ticket counter, until it caught up to the diamond level 100 rank, was pretty much obsolete. I never went there. I never needed to get any cards there. Maybe the only time I went there would be for if I need to collect a specific amount of like maybe breakout players, and I'm looking for one that I don't have to spend stubs on. You know, it's a card that I'm not even going to use. I'm just using him for a mission that doesn't even involve me having any gameplay. I'm not saying that they need to have like the best diamonds available right away, but at least give us some options for the people that put all those hours in. That doesn't make the ticket counter totally just like, and it's not worth it, there's no diamonds on there anyway. It just becomes obsolete for some of these players that spend hours on the game. They just don't even look there. So personally, I would just love to see some options for diamond cards in the ticket counter right from the get-go. And by the way, this is just assuming the ticket counter works the way it does in the show 17. If they decide to change it up in the show 18, maybe they'll add live series players in there, I don't know. That's just assuming that this is going to work the same way. So if they change the ticket counter completely, this point is just completely void. The next thing that I want to see, guys, is kind of more of just an idea. These actually next 2 points are going to be more of just an idea that I want to run by you guys. So these aren't things that I necessarily think should be in the game, but kind of building blocks to just make the overall immersion of Diamond Dynasty even greater. So first off, the more I think about it, I would like to see manager cards in MLB The Show. So I'm pretty sure Madden Ultimate Team does this, and I'm pretty sure NBA 2K's My Team does this as well, but you can actually have a card for a coach for your team. And what that does is it has a small impact on, you know, the way your team performs. The way that I'm looking at it is if you're in Diamond Dynasty and MLB The Show and you do those original starter packs where you open up your team and you have a couple bronze guys, a couple common guys, you know, you just kind of lay the foundation for your team and then you build from there. I think it would be cool if you had a manager card and you could kind of change the playstyle of your team. So if you have a manager that maybe likes to play small ball, everybody on your team will receive a +2 increase to bunting and speed. Or if you're playing with a manager that likes to have a lot of runs scored, that doesn't really favor defense as much, your contact and power may go up by a couple points, but your defense may suffer, or your vision may suffer. I think that'd be a kind of cool way to make your team a little bit more dependent on how you built it. Although I could kind of see a problem, because it's like, alright, if I spent all this time, all these stubs to get Mike Trout, I don't want to have him be affected by a card that I'm not even going to play with. So, like, you know, if I want to play with Mike Trout, but I have a guy who likes small ball, you know, maybe Mike Trout's vision or his you know, contact and power might go down a little bit. It's like, well, that's just one card in my lineup. I could see a problem there, but I think that also affects the team building and could make it kind of interesting. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. And the last thing that I want to talk about, something that I would like to see, this is also more of an idea, is legend collections. So you guys know when you go into your MLB The Show inventory, if you collect all live series players on a specific team, you get a collection reward. But then there's some legends and flashbacks that are released throughout the year that literally just have no impact on your inventory whatsoever. There are so many cards on the market that I would just love to have, but I don't want to spend the stubs on them because I'm still trying to complete the collections of all the teams in the game. When you really think about some of these legends that are just available on the market, they have no real impact except for their skill on your team. They have no impact of being in your inventory. Like if I have, you know, Manny Machado, Zach Britton, all these guys in my lineup or in my inventory, then I'm like, all right, well, I can complete the Orioles collection because I don't have to spend any money on any diamonds. There's a reason for those cards being in your inventory. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to give legends and guys that are only available in packs or only available on the market a little bit more value, and they actually hold some weight in your inventory. And maybe you have to collect a certain amount of legends on each team and you get another reward, although I don't know how that would work. It's more of just like an idea that could be built upon. This is not how I would see it working out in the actual game. I want to get your guys' opinions and your guys' feedback. If you think it's a dumb idea, let me know in the comments. But guys, those are 7 things that I want to see in the Show 18's Diamond Dynasty mode. I think these things are, some of them at least, are good building blocks, and I think some of these things actually just legitimately need to be in the game right then and there. Personally, I think the Show 17 Diamond Dynasty is the best fantasy card mode across all sports titles that you can get right now. I think it's the least pay-to-winny. Of course, you can bring out the credit card and buy stubs and buy players, but you don't need to have a good team, and I think MLB The Show does a really good job of maintaining that aspect of their game. So I absolutely love the Show 17's Diamond Dynasty, and I'm just excited to see how the Show 18 can even improve on how good it already is. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you drop a thumbs up on this video if you did enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more MLB The Show videos, MLB The Show 18 news coming all throughout the off season. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.